Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Foul Mouth Pinball Tutorials. I'm Dennis B, and today we are going to talk about this fucking monstrosity. It is Dr. Seuss's ABC. It is a Magic Pixel table, part of Dr. Seuss pack, and I forget if it's pack 1 or pack 2. I don't fucking remember. Doesn't really matter. It's in one of the two Dr. Seuss packs, and yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a monstrosity, a little bit of a mess. But ironically enough, probably one of the better of the Dr. Seuss tables because, well, simply put, in all the time I played it, I haven't found anything broken yet, so fucking that's good. Unlike some of the other tables that, just has shit that just doesn't work or is broken or doesn't function properly. But this is one of the ones that seems to work. But again, if you guys have come across any bugs or errors in it, let me know. But as far as I can tell, everything works fine. So anyway, we're going to talk about this one here. I haven't done a ton of Magic Pixel tables in my tutorials, so I figured I should at least get some of them in. And given that we are less than a week removed from Baby Shark release, and I refuse to buy or even play that fucking table, we'll do Dr. Seuss instead. And I also have a special treat for you if you guys stick around to the end. I made my own foul mouth Dr. Seuss ABC storybook for you that I'll read to you. So put the kids to bed and get ready for that. But in the meantime, let's talk about this piece of shit table. Okay, so this table, the layout is, pretty straightforward in terms of shots and lanes. You've got essentially two lanes over here. This is this weird kind of looping lane, but it is a lane, way over to this side on the other side of these pop bumpers. You've got a lane here that leads up to an eject hole, and then you've got ramp, lane, ramp over here. And those are kind of your main shots in order to try to get the ball up into these other fucking play fields, which is kind of what makes this table a mess. And one of the things that I personally don't like, and again, the personal preference, maybe some of you guys don't mind it, but they've got this bank of spot targets, two different spot targets, like right dead in the center. At least these ones are a little bit further away. I think there's another table that they're even closer. If I remember, like Cat in a Hat might be even closer, but it's just like, it really breaks up the flow having just this wall right in front of you. And so you're shooting everything left and right, which again, is fine. That's, the intent of what they wanted, but I feel like it really breaks up the flow of the game when you just have this giant fucking wall right in front of you. But anyway, so those are your basic lanes. You have an upper play field here that, in my opinion, is a complete fucking waste of space and waste of time. I don't even bother with it. I'll talk about it a little bit more in a bit when we get through all the modes and everything. But again, complete fucking waste up there. Okay, so really the main thing that you want to know about this table, what you want to do is complete the modes. That's where all the points are on this table. And given that this is Dr. Seuss's ABC, the modes are pretty self-fucking explanatory, okay? You have your lane here to start. So when you start the game, you don't have to do anything in order to kind of activate the modes. It's a linear game. You just start the game, and right off the bat, they're having you go in to try to hit your ABC. And so in order to collect your ABC, you just have to hit this ramp. It's a very simple shot. Get the ball over on your left flipper, shot right up this ramp, and then it comes around, feeds down this rail, right to these rollovers, and then you can just basically set you up and do the shot again. So if you could actually get in a rhythm, you can literally knock out A, B, C, and D right off the bat. 4 shots. Bang, 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 bang. So that's the first mode. So when you complete that mode, it's the easiest one. It's this ramp 4 times, and you get 10 million points just for completing the first mode. Okay, once you complete that mode, and again, each time you get a letter, it'll go on to the DMD and it'll basically read you the story of Dr. Seuss's ABC, which is more annoying than cute because you're trying to like get to the next mode. So when you complete D, the fourth mode, it's going to go on the DMD and it's going to be doing its bullshit on the letter D before it actually activates the next one. So you have to kind of be careful. It's like after you hit your last shot, you have to kind of stop and pause for a minute before the next mode actually activates. So you have to wait for, you know, like I said, all the bullshit on the DMD in order to get through it. Then you can start hitting your next shot, which is this one, right? This lane right here between the two ramps. And ultimately what you're trying to do, you're hitting this lane, but you're trying to spin the spinner. That's, again, you can't really see it. It's buried underneath two fucking rails. It's hard to see, but essentially there's a spinner under there. Take my word for it. You hit that shot, you spin that spinner 30 times to collect all 3 of those letters. So the assumption is that it's about, you know, 10 spins per letter. Ultimately, because what happens when you make this shot, you see this orange kind of road here. It goes all the way up here, hits a spot target here, and then actually rolls back down to your right flipper. So ultimately, when you hit it going up and then it hits it again coming back down, you really only have to hit this shot twice in order to get all 30 of the spins and collect all those letters. Because basically, again, with it coming up and back, it spins it just enough to do it. So you don't have to hit it 3 times, generally speaking. So anyway, so you hit that shot 2-3 times max, get your 30 spins, and that finishes the mode, and that collects another 20 million points. Okay, then same thing, wait for the DMD's bullshit to finish, and then it'll activate the next mode, which is HIJK, and that's this far ramp here. So this one here, it's not a tough shot. It's a little bit tougher, but you really have to get the ball way, way, way down onto the tip of your flipper and get it up there, but not too late, otherwise you're shooting at and hitting the slingshot over there. So you want to just get it right to the end of the flipper and get it right up here. Now, one thing, not to jump ahead, but one recommendation that I have when you're kind of going for this mode is to get your ball save. And I'm sorry to jump ahead a little bit, but to collect your ball save, you have to light these 3, just these 3 letters here, JAR. And in order to do that, the most effective way is this ABCD ramp here, and it feeds down here, and then you hit your flipper and you, again, change the lit light. But again, if you hit it 3 times in a row, you don't even have to do that. It'll cycle pretty much on its own. But basically, it feeds to this very first lane. You want to make sure you light all 3. But when you light all 3, that actually activates your ball save. That is very, very important shot to do consistently over and over again to get that ball save, because some of these other modes can be drain monsters, and this is one of them. Even though, again, in and of itself the shot is not too hard, but sometimes, okay, and this is again Magic Pixel, physics thing. You shoot this shot, it goes up the ramp, it kind of hits the curve, and it's just, the ball just stops dead, and then will come right back down and right back down the middle, and there's nothing you can do about it. Real pain in the ass. It shouldn't do that. It defies the laws of physics, shooting a ball at a certain speed and having it just stop short on a metal rail. It just doesn't make sense, but it happens. So you have to look out for that, and you have to look out for if your shot is just off a little bit, you're hitting these posts and it's coming right back down, or getting to these out lanes. And I've talked about this a million times. It frustrates the fuck out of me, but these 3 out lane setups that Magic Pixel has, the ball gets in there, it bounces around, and even though it should have a 1 in 3 chance of going out, fuck that, it's a 90% chance of it going out, because the ball always goes hard to the out lanes every fucking time. So very important, get your ball save active when you're kind of going for some of these trickier shots, and this is one of them. I would say make sure you have that ball save active before you go after it, unless of course you've got the timing down and you can nail it no problem and you're not worried about it. Totally up to you. But anyway, you need to hit this shot 4 times. Collect H, I, J, and K. 4 shots. This ramp actually is a hard loop. It loops right back around and down here, and it also will light these JAM letters, jam, in order to light your kickback. And again, there's only a kickback on this right-hand side, not on the left. So the jar, the left side is where you get your ball save. The right side is where you get your kickback. And again, the kickback is this further lane. The ball save is this lane here, the ABC lane. Okay, so once you complete the HIJK, then again, DMD will do its fucking stupid shit. And then you want to go for the next mode, which is up here. Element OP, it's these 5 spot targets. In my opinion, this is the hardest of the modes because it is a pain in the ass to get the ball up into this play field where you can actually like play it. So there's 2 different methods for it. There's doing a direct shot right up to this capture hole. Now when this capture hole is not activated and it's not a mode, it does nothing, but it's going to hold the ball for a second and then it's going to eject the ball out. Now the problem is it's very unpredictable where the ball is going to go. Sometimes it ejects it so that you can actually reach this with this flipper. Sometimes it ejects it straight down. Sometimes it actually goes straight down the fucking middle. Sometimes it goes straight down to this flipper, and sometimes it ejects it and it actually lands in this like lip to the left of this other flipper you have here. Now, that is to me the ideal spot for it to drop down, because when it drops down, what you want to do is if you can catch the timing right, you forward nudge, it pops the ball up and you can actually pop it onto this flipper, and then you can flip it really quickly and try to hit these spot targets. Another method is to, so that's one way to try to get it. And of course, if you can get the ball to kind of pop up over here and catch it on this flipper, which it is possible to catch the ball on this flipper, then that's actually the easiest way to then aim and hit whichever one you're going for. And you have to hit them in order. You can't just, hit this one, you can't collect them in any order. You have to start with L, then M, and OP. You have to do them left to right. So the other way to get the ball up there is to take this shot up here, and this is again really hard. It's a narrow lane on the other side of a bumper, and of course there's a spot target right there. So if you're early and you miss, you could be hitting that spot target and then going right back at you down the middle. So so this one here is again it's kind of a tip of the flipper shot right up here, and then the ball kind of careens around and goes up, and a lot of times we'll hit this T here and kind of bounce down, and then this is again another flipper that you want to try to knock the ball this way. You can potentially capture the ball or catch the ball on this flipper, but you can try to again kick it this way. Again, not easy. There's not really like a science or a foolproof way to do it. I'm just trying to get the ball to this area, get it to these flippers, and just keep whacking at it. But it's hard. It can be done, but there's just no like solid works every time way to do it. You just have to kind of fuck around with throwing the ball into this hole or throwing the ball up here and getting it to get to these flippers. But anyway, like I said, left to right, you light all the lights. When you when you collect P, same thing. DMD is going to do its crap. And then the next is this one right here. Okay, and this is ironically probably one of the easier ones. So I'm sorry, before I jump ahead too far, when you finish the element OP, that is a $40 million point. So essentially all of these modes just they start at 10 million, then they go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So they go up by 10 million every single mode. But this mode is very easy. The QRS, you basically just have to shoot it up into this capture hole 3 times. It's a really easy shot from this flipper straight up into that hole. So that one I don't really have much issue with. You just have to be careful. Don't be too early. You're going to be hitting this wall here, or too late and you're into the bumpers. So straight up there, practice it. It's not that hard. Okay, so then you get that, and I think, like I said, the QRS is 50 million for completion on that. Okay, then the next one is TUV. So there's a spot target there for T, there's a spot target there for U, and then V is this shot right here. So same deal. You have to shoot the ball. The best way to do it is to shoot the ball through this ramp here. It's going to come right around, and a lot of times if you can hit this one clean, it comes right out this ramp and goes right to the T. So the T tends to be fairly easy. A little bit harder is the U. Same deal. You got to try to get the ball to this flipper and kind of just flick it there. But a lot of times, like when you get the ball in this area, if you're kind of banging around, it's bouncing around, it's a lot of times it's going to hit that U just by happenstance. So it's not too bad to get. It's just the question of like trying to get that ball up and over here. Because unfortunately, there's no real good way to do it going this way unless you can hit this shot soft enough to go down these skill shot lanes. But for me, I can never do that. Every time I hit the ball up here, it hits the end spot and then bounces all the way back down. So I can really never get it down these skill shot lanes, very rarely. Okay, so T and U, and then V is simple. V, again, is this lane, but it's hitting that spinner, getting that spinner to spin 10 times, which is really just one shot of that lane, and that will collect your V, and then that will complete that mode, and that's 60 million for that mode. Okay, and then the last mode, I guess it's really the next to last mode, but it's W, X, and Y. So W, X, and Y, again, oddly easy compared to some of the others in my opinion. So W is just hitting this shot again. This is getting it into the capture hole. Okay, so that's W. X is the very first lane that you were hitting again, the ABC lane. So just hit that lane once, that collects X. And Y is a spot target right there. So that one, again, really easy to hit. You just have to be careful not to hit it too hard and have it come right back down the middle. This is another example of like, you know, maybe get your ball save active before you go after it too aggressively. But that essentially is really the completion of all of the modes. So then when you finish Y, same thing, does a bunch of bullshit on the DMD. You kind of have to hold on to the ball or make sure you don't drain in the interim, wait for it to finish, and then it will start the final mode, which is Z. So Z, for lack of a better way to describe it, is kind of the wizard mode of this table. It's essentially a 2-ball multi-ball where all of the ramps, the capture hole, the spot targets, although I don't think it's every spot target. I think it's like the main, like this one here and this one here. But basically, pretty much everything on the table is a jackpot. And like typical Magic Pixel, multi-ball modes, it essentially starts as a single jackpot at 1 million. Then I'll say double. Then the next one you hit is double jackpot for 2, then triple jackpot for 3, and then super jackpot for 5 million. And then once you get to 5 million, then it starts over again at 1, 2. So you basically just, during the Z multi-ball, you can just hit as many jackpots as you can, and it keeps going until you drain 1 ball, and then that ends the mode, and then everything clears out, and it starts over again, and you start over again a day. But that so the WXY mode before you get to Z, that is 70 million, and then of course the Z 2-ball multi-ball is basically unlimited points as long as you keep the ball alive. So in doing the math, if you just complete the modes and get to Z, not including all of the jackpots you get in Z, I mean, that's 280 million points just in the modes, not to mention anything else you collect throughout the table. So, like I said, the modes are really all you're looking to do on this table. So we talked about how to get the ball save. It's here. We talked about the kickbacks here. Those are obviously important to be able to get and keep yourself, safe, keep from ball drains. The upper playfield. Let's talk about the upper playfield. So the upper playfield, essentially, you get it up here, as you know, or as you can tell, it's this little eject hole here. So you kind of gotta shoot. Sometimes you can shoot the ball through this lane and it'll actually go directly in. But a lot of times you really have to bang it in with this flipper here. But the ball gets in, and essentially you have to hit every one of these spot targets, okay? Which is hard because this is a small play field and the ball's firing around, and it's a pretty big, hole to drain. But after you collect all the spot targets, then you have to hit it into this capture hole. Again, not easy. You got to be kind of tip of the flipper, or I've actually gotten it where you can kind of really quickly, if you cradle the ball with this flipper, you can fast flip it into there. But it's so much work to do that. And it really is only, I'm just really quickly checking my notes here. Yeah, 3 million for the first one, 5 million for the second, and 10 million for the third. I don't know, it's just a lot of fucking work to get the ball up there, get all those without draining, and then collect the capture hole for 3, 5. Like, there's much more efficient ways to get to 10 million points on here than that. So my opinion, don't even bother with the upper play field. If you want to fuck around with it just to do something different because the rest of this table is not all that interesting, perfectly fine, do that. But I wouldn't spend a lot of time trying to get those points. It just feels like a waste. But conversely, there is a spot target right here. It's that flashing M that you see, yellow M right there, that you hit by hitting this lane here, and it's a very easy shot. And when that light is flashing, you can hit it for 1 million, then hit it again at 2, 3, up to 5 million. And then once you get it to 5 million, it stays 5 million every time you hit it. So when it's blinking, so you can hit that, because literally you hit the shot, it comes right back down to your flipper, and then you can, nudge past it over here, go right back up here, another 5 million, right, and then just do it over and over again. You can collect 5 million points at a time. Now, that's not how you're going to get to 500 million points on this table, but it's much more efficient than fucking with this stupid playfield up here. Okay, so that's that spot special. So it like I said, it's that yellow spot target there, and it's hit by going up this spinner lane that's right between the two ramps. Okay, bonus multipliers. So this bank that I was, talking about, how much I hate. So CAMEL, camel, not camel toe, just camel. You light all 5 of those lights, and that gets you your bonus multiplier. So your bonus multipliers go from 2x to 3x to 5x, and then after you've maxed out your 5x multiplier, every time you collect it subsequently, you can get 10 million points, and obviously that stays that way until your ball drains. So I personally don't go for this intentionally. It's too dangerous to be shooting at a wall right in front of you that's right in the middle. I mean, think of it kind of like Attack from Mars or Medieval Madness, just firing at shots right at the middle of the table is just probably never a good idea, because you're probably going to drain. So again, if you're intent on getting your multipliers, just get your ball save first and then try for them. Now, this one next to it is Mice, M-I-C-E. That's a 4-spot target bank, and that one is pretty interesting. It's pretty weird. I don't really understand the point of it, but when you get this, when you collect all 4 of these, it ejects another ball into the play field, so you actually get to play with 2 balls, which some of you guys do nightly. But you play with 2, but it's not a multi-ball. Like, there's no jackpots. There's no, I kind of fail to see the point, other than you can maybe collect your letters a little quicker. So it's a bit strange of a mechanic, because there's no bonuses involved. It's just having another fucking ball to worry about on the field, especially in a Magic Pixel table that has the bouncy ass physics. So I don't really understand it. If someone has a recommendation, you get the second ball because you can do this, okay, great. The one thing I'll say, and where this game kind of screwed me, and it is maybe something that maybe I should take back the fact that I said that this table's not broken, but I was actually playing earlier, and I had the second ball in the play field, and I was playing with it, and I was playing with my balls, and I completed the final mode. I hit the Y, and then it's supposed to go to Z and do the 2-ball multi-ball, but because I had the second ball out there already, it never triggered the Z, and then I drained, and it was ball 3, and I never got to play the wizard mode because I already had the ball out in the play field. So that to me maybe is something that's broken. So something to keep in mind is like, don't activate the final wizard mode if you have the second ball in the play field, because the game can't register it, or it's fucked up somehow. I don't know, but I missed out on my opportunity to do the wizard mode because I had the second ball out there. Let's see. So I think I've covered everything. No, 2 more things. So there's the skill shot rollovers here. When you plunge the ball, or when you shoot the ball up here, it's going to hit this spot and bounce all the way down. I still have yet to be able to consistently get them to roll down here, other than maybe by accident. You can get them, to go up the other way. But these skill shots, if you can hit these skill shots, they go from 1 to 5 million, increasing every single time you get it. So the first time it's 1 million, second time 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And it maxes out at 5. And then if you get it every time after that, it's 5 million. So that's that. And then the final thing here, again, it's kind of stupid because it's random. So those 2 spot target lights there, the yellow lights that, look like a pair of nuts here, those will light randomly. It says right in the instructions, it's random. When they're lit and flashing, you hit that shot and it starts, you collect 1 million, and then the next time it flashes, you can hit it for 2, 3, all the way up to 5 million. Once again, I don't ever go for this because it's just too dangerous to shoot it there and have it come right back down the middle for points that are just not worth it, in my opinion, when there's much safer shots like this that you can get, easily get to 5 million every single time and do it over and over again. So again, I get it. It's something else they added to the table, but it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And it certainly doesn't make sense to go for it, in my opinion. You can disagree. Hey, you can play this table any fucking way you want. Be my guest. Anyway, I don't go for it. So that is everything on the table. That's everything you need to know. It's a linear mode table. You just go through the alphabet. You complete your modes. When you complete all your modes, it starts over and you do it all over again. And ultimately, the people that have the highest scores on this table are people that have done these modes. You get through the modes multiple times within a single game. My highest score, I think I'm in the 600 millions, I believe. Take a look. Yeah, 641 was my best game. I think that's still only, I think it's like in the 30s. It's not like super, super high. Oh, there you go. There's AtGames for you. Unable to connect to the server. Yay. Anyway, so that is Dr. Seuss ABC. And so as a special treat for you guys, because I feel bad that I did not buy and do a foul mouth review for Baby Shark. I wrote a Dr. Seuss ABC, I guess foul-mouthed rhyme, I'm calling it, for all you, and I'll read it to you now. I hope you enjoy it. So, starting with the letter A. A is for your asshole, which this table will probe. B is for the butt cheeks you will clinch for each mode. C is for the cunt rags who made this table. D is for the fucking designer who's clearly not stable. E is for everything that makes this table a turd. F is for fuck. It's my favorite word. G is for gonorrhea, more enjoyable than this game. H is for hemorrhoids. Same dude, same. I is for impatience for the Elvira tables to come out. J is for the jizz we're likely to spout. K is for the Karen who lives down the street. L is for the large bag of dicks she can eat. M is for all the internet morons that love to brag. N is for my nutsack that they can teabag. O is for the obscenities that I love a bunch. P is for the pussy that Dr. Seuss liked to munch. True story. Q is for queef, also known as pussy fart. R is for rim job, be careful not to shart. S is for scrotum dangling low. T is for titties, let's see them show. U is for unhinged, how I'm known throughout the land. V is for a vagina that's full of sand. W, X, Y, and Z. Thankfully, this video is over because I gotta go pee. Thanks, guys. Bye.